Hello, strong people. Week 5, day 2 of off-season prep, leading into the Olympic City Pro-Am prep. So, today we have a 1 rep max on deadlifts, about as straightforward as you can get. So, I have no idea what we're going to pull today. No idea. We haven't really prepped for a 1 rep max deadlift, but it's off-season work, so we're still hitting heavy stuff, just in moderation. And I'm pretty excited because I don't get to go, super heavy on deadlifts all the time. Or I shouldn't say that. I should say I don't get to hit a 1 rep max very often, It's very competition dependent. So I think I've done 12 shows now. In 12 shows, I've never had a 1 rep max standard deadlift. Never. So I haven't gotten to train it like that. I've had axle 13-inch, 18-inch deadlifts for max, trap bar deadlift for max at nationals, but I've never a standard deadlift for max. So it's something that I've done here and there throughout training, but I've never actually planned for it. So it's weird. And then for Pro-Am prep, I get to do a 9-inch axle for a max. Standard deadlift height is 9 inches if you're unaware. So it's an axle for 1 rep max, which I'm looking forward to training because an axle is very hard to deadlift with. No idea what I'm going to hit, doing that, but I don't know. I don't really have much else to say today other than let's just get into it. I just like deadlifting. Let's do it. I'm pretty happy with that. I pulled 765 there for a pretty comfortable single. I don't want to say, I had a whole lot more in the tank. Maybe 20 pounds, maybe 800 might have been there, but it would have been a crazy grinder, and it just wasn't worth trying. It's kind of a PR in a way. I pulled 800 pounds just to lock out, and the plates fell off at the 580 deadlift champs. So I know that it was there that day. It was as close to locked out as it could have been. Everybody says the same thing, but it is such an unsatisfying thing that I didn't hold 800 pounds at lockout, get the down call, and lower it. So it's like, it's half there. Like, I know it was there, but I didn't get, it just didn't happen. I don't know how to word it, but it's just in my mind, I'm like, you can't call that a full deadlift. So it's whatever. So in a way, this 765 today was a nice PR. I switched up my stance a little bit, turned my toes out a little bit more than what I had before. So I'm using more glutes. And I'm not hitching nearly as much. I'm ramping. I would rather do neither hitching nor ramping, but if I had to pick one, I would rather do ramping. Just because hitching is a little erratic. I've lost deadlifts, a couple times here and there. Recently at regionals, I lost a deadlift because I went to hitch at the top, and when I did, I kicked the bar too far forward and I lost it. So if I had ramped that day, I probably would have, pulled that weight, and that show would have been a lot different. But I can't go back. So I was messing around last week on 18-inch deadlifts because, that's my weak point in my deadlifts. So I was seeing what I could do to avoid hitching, avoid losing the bar out in front. And I found that by pointing my toes out a little more and sitting back, well, it allows me to sit back more. I was able to avoid hitching, and I could ramp if I needed to, and the bar would glide smoothly up my pants. That's another thing. The bar likes to stick on my thighs, so I need to be cautious of what I'm wearing to deadlift in. But with these pants on, the bar slid up pretty well, so there wasn't too much of a worry there. So I do believe I'm compromising my floor speed a little bit, and that could be just because it's a different position. I'm not completely comfortable there yet. Today it was like one of those just trust the process type of things. Do this and see if it works. And it did. So once I get used to that position off the floor, I should be fine. I'm actually using more legs than what I was before. And as my squat's getting stronger, I should use more of them. Because a lot of the times I was just getting that initial pop off the floor with my legs and then kind of just grinding through the rest. It just wasn't ideal. And a lot of hitching. It's not ideal. So by doing that, it just felt so much better. And then I did remember my back down set today. I went down to 635 and I pulled that for a nice, it felt like, the only word I can describe it is smooth. It felt smooth. And my deadlifts are not typically, before the last 2 weeks, they were not smooth. My deadlifts are, get all the speed you can and try to lock it out. So now I feel like I can grind through reps more. So I don't know. I'm happy with the change. I hope it, time will tell, of course, because I'm going to keep doing it leading forward. But as for right now, that felt good. Very good. I'm happy with that. I have no idea what I have next, but we're going to find out. Happy about that. Not bad. That is where we're calling the video today. So the last thing you guys would have seen is the modified rack pulls. Just because I don't really trust my squat rack or the safeties in it to do really heavy rack pulls. I really just don't want to bend them, basically. My wagon wheels are kind of pretty much the height that I would be using for rack pulls anyway, so it's perfectly fine to do that. I noticed, using this different stance on rack pulls, that lockout feels so smooth, so explosive, which is something that I've never experienced before. So I'm really excited about that. That's a big win. I care more about that than the deadlift tonight almost. I care about both quite a bit because they both felt good, but I think this height on the rack pull really helps me dial in where my feet need to be and, what the lockout should feel like, because I'm not used to it being that speedy. Obviously there was some other stuff mixed in there in the workout, but I recorded what I felt was going to be the most exciting tonight. And I've been out here too long, and I would like to go inside and get some food and shower now. So, no training tomorrow. Wednesday is day off as usual. Thursday is my secondary pressing day. I'll have to look exactly to see what I'm supposed to do. I believe it's like 3 sets of 10 deload weight now, just because of my shoulder bothering me. I definitely need to go get that looked at. Deadlifting does not like it. It's an odd thing. I don't really know how to describe the pain. It kind of feels like my shoulder is shutting off afterwards, but only when it's in a certain position. So it's almost like when it goes there, it's pinching something. I really do think it's some nerve issue, maybe. I don't know. But I need to go get it looked at for sure, because that's unacceptable going forward with prep. Because if it's bothering, press and deadlift, those are two events that I cannot afford to slack on. Every show, well, 99.999% of shows is going to have an overhead press and the deadlift. So to have those two movements hurt my shoulder right now is a no-go. So something's got to change. But that's something to work on behind the scenes. So for today, that is where we're going to end it. I still have some other stuff to do really quick. I mean, like five minutes worth. So I'm going to bang those out real quick and then head inside and get all cleaned up and get some food in me. The usual nighttime ritual of a strong man, I'm sure. So until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.